Tyler, pronouns he, him, calling him from Colorado, says the first 6 days of creation in Genesis lines up with evolution pretty well, and they don't think that we could have known that when Genesis was written. Boy, do we have some things to talk about. Tyler, you are on AXP. How are you doing today?
Pretty good.
So just to be clear, you're from what I'm hearing here, you're a theist and you believe that the Bible adequately explains in some way how actually life is diversified, and therefore that's evidence for the Bible being true. Is that where I'm getting, or like what I'm understanding here?
Kind of. That is just one sticking point that I have here.
Okay.
I've been on the fence for about 3 years now. But
okay,
still living in a very Christian household, it's kind of hard to get away from that.
Yeah. So let's talk about it then. I've got my Bibli right here, and I'm looking at Genesis. So how do you think that...
Are we doing, just quickly, are we doing Genesis 1 or 2?
That was going to be my
first question. Because the order of
question.
creation is a little bit different. Yeah, that's always my first question.
Yes. Thank you so much. Yeah, so where are we at, Tyler?
In Genesis 1.
Okay.
It roughly explains our current theory of the Big Bang and evolution. It says there was light, then there was planets, then there was...
Hello? Did we lose you?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
Sorry.
So
Too far away.
I just want to make sure I'm looking at the right one. Because Genesis 1 here is, yes, we have light first, and then we have the earth after that, and then we have plants.
Okay.
Right? Am I missing one? Yeah, so we have the light first, and God makes day and night. And then later he makes the sun and the moon afterwards, way afterwards. So he makes light, and he makes a day and night cycle. Then after that, he makes a firmament from the water. So I guess he makes the sky there. And then he makes plants. He makes the difference between water and land, and then he makes plants.
Yeah. I picked the wrong one. I didn't really...
Are we doing Genesis 2?
I forgot. Yeah, it was 2. I forgot.
Okay. So, different one. We've got here, let's see here. Genesis 2. Where do we start on that one? So, Genesis 2 is the one where, if I remember correctly, I'm looking for it right now. Yes, out of the ground, God made every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and then brought them to Adam, and Adam named them, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. How do we get animals out of the ground? How does that account for evolution? Because in Genesis 1, he makes all of the animals out of the water, which would sound an awful lot like more like how evolution actually works. So in Genesis 2, he makes them out of dirt. How does that track?
Yeah. It's more like it was just the rough around the edges. Like, it sounds similar, but I'm really just confused on it, honestly.
What's there to be confused about? It says here, out of the ground, the Lord God formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them to Adam. And Adam gave names to the cattle and the fowl and the blah, blah, blah. And then he put Adam to sleep and took one of his ribs and made a woman out of it. So it's pretty cut and dry. He formed Adam out of dust, and then he formed the rest of the animals out of dust. And you're saying that sounds an awful lot like how evolution works, and I don't get how.
I'm saying it's more, honestly, like, I'm trying to find the words here, but what is it? Like, I got really nothing here, so thanks for clarifying that.
Sure. Anything else we can do for you?
Yeah. Not really. That's just helpful with, like, trying to explain to my parents about why I'm starting to drift away from the religion that they grew up with and they put me through as a child.
Yeah, well, I mean, flip, dude,
fair.
like, it just, have you read this? Like, have you been through the Bible yourself and read what it says?
Yes, I've been through it several times, and that is one of the
There you go.
why I don't like being a Christian.
Yeah, so like that's the whole thing is like that's if your parents are telling you like, hey, this makes sense, do exactly what we just did for the last 5 minutes and just read it. And I'm like, all right, so here's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Let's check and see if that
you
go back to Genesis 1, which is the I know you said you weren't calling in about that one after all, but Genesis 1, he makes plants before he makes the sun. How did the plants live without the sun? Unless it means literal days, in which case also, how was there a day and night before there was a sun and moon
there's light before there's the sun.
What's that all about? Yeah.
It's kind of banana
like,
balls, you know?
It is all over the place, yo. And if you really want to get pedantic about it, pick the parts where it talks about how insects have 4 legs. And pick the parts where it says that a bat is a bird. Like that's just there's a million things in here that are weird. And pick the part where it says that pi equals 3. And like just if they're gonna say if anyone is gonna say, okay, well, yeah, but what it really means is, would you accept that from anything else? If I gave you a science textbook in school that said bats are birds, and then it said, wow, but I didn't mean it, like, are you gonna accept that or not?
Yeah.
Well, I wish you best of luck, Tyler. Seriously, I hope everything works
Tyler.
out, and I hope that your deconstruction continues. Emma, do you have anything before we wrap up?
No, just read it. Just read it. It's bananas.
Keep on.
Some of it's fun.
Oh yeah. If you like Saw movies, you'll love the Old Testament.
Yeah.
Take care, Tyler.